Yes, so welcome to the stream. Anyone, joining in as well on anyone of the platforms. So the three lions versus Croatia. Yeah, much mixed bunch of experience and a few young guns, merging into this Croatian team. As Croatia have yet to really hit that farm since 2018 in Russia, where they're right up there amongst some of the best teams. But you still have the likes of Luka, likes of Perisic is in the team as well as two of the elder statesmen who have been around, the last two World Cup in, and also you could add this as well, the last three World Cups are four, last four World Cups include this one in back all the way in Brazil. Madwake getting a rare start in this lineup. Not many people did expect Madwake, to get a start. No, Saka has been through some injury issues and stuff like that. But Garden, get the nod as well, over Marcus Rashford. Jude Bellingham get the nod over, Rogers as well. Harry Kane, the man up front. Many people, coming to this tournament as well was talking about Harry Kane would be a possibility of playing in a number 10. I don't know where they get them type of sentiment there around Harry Kane, of Harry Kane to play in a number 10. You need your best player. Someone scored 60 plus goals in all camps. The season that just ended. You want to come and play, 10 and to create. Now, you want your high profile finisher, in the box. That's where you want him. Yes, he can drop. Yes, he can do all the creative stuff. He's a very good pass off the ball. We've seen it in the Champions League. You get what I'm saying? We've seen it in the Bundesliga and even in the Premier League. I've seen all of that. But he's just not that player. You want to be in a number 10. Who is going to put the ball in the back of the net when he's dropping deep? These England players are not playing up to standard, getting the balls in the back of the net for their national team. But Stones, man, them call Stones, getting, the nod and making the World Cup squad over, a few defenders as well. You're talking about playing regularly for their club, and farm as well. But when the manager favored you, you're going to get, the nod, again. This is John Stones over the last couple of major tournaments, struggled with injury the first half of the campaign and then finding way, some way back in the England setup. You get what I'm saying? So that's Stones it for you. Konza, interested one as well. Sorry, interested one as well where, Konza, is England, arguably one of the better performer, coming out of the club season as well. James, I think he had a very good run of form for Chelsea, just between probably around, the midway early segment. He's been in and out of injury, and that's a penalty for England. That's a penalty for England. Stupid tackle. Was it Luka Modric made such a horrific tackle on Madueke? Did he? Yeah, you coming from the blind side of Luka Modric, but as experience, man, sometimes you have to make a quick glance, but thinking the game, it's such a quick split second, it's very difficult. But let's see. Harry Kane with the ball in his hand. Yeah, Harry Kane with the ball in his hand. Can this be number one for Harry Kane in the World Cup? This will be a magnificent start and for England as well. And since 2018, since Croatia beat England 2-1 in the World Cup, England have not lost a game versus Croatia. And this keeper, Livakovic, that's his name. Livakovic, is a very good shot stopper as well. And he saved it. He did what he did against Brazil. of last year World Cup as well. Livakovic, the man for Dinamo Zagreb. He saved some massive penalty, over the years, for Croatia. He saved some massive penalty. So it's like it's a penalty check. Will the penalty retake? Will the penalty retake, by Hurricane? No. I think that's oh my. I think there's Croatian player in. I think there's a player running to the box. It's a retake penalty. It is a retake penalty. It's a retaking of a penalty. Interested one, interested one, interested one, interested one, interested one. And he scored. Yes, and he scored that second opportunity. He struck the ball where he kicked the first time, and Hurricane buries that one in the back of the net. And it's a perfect start for the Three Lions. Yes, it is the perfect start for the Three Lions. It is the exact same side. Livakovic, choose to go the wrong way. So let's see how much this will change the game. Croatia have a different methodology of how they play the football. Let's see how this one will change all optics around the game. This is very much a very good start. Yeah, this is much a very good start for this England team as well. But the Croatian team is very much like a second half team. They're not going to panic. They're going to continue what they know what is right. They're going to carry out that same tactics. It's 1-0 down. They know that whether or not they're still going to need a goal. And I think they will continue with their philosophy. I don't think the game plan will change. There might be a slight tweak, if know that they're going down, but I don't think the game plan will change. I think they will carry on, the same way, grind out the game, and they're almost 1-1. Almost. Almost for the Croatian team to equalize. I think there are a few goals that will score in this game, as there's always a goal in a Croatian England game as well, since that famous 2018. Wow, and it was Jude Bellingham. And it's Madueke bouncing, and it's Madueke at this moment, and it's not. Very good corner kick from Rice. Well, this game is going to be a very interesting one. I think England would have a lot to prove in this World Cup. With the likes of, that's so deep. Hurricane is dropping. That's so deep. Hurricane drop. To get that ball at the pitch. Yeah, but a man like Thomas Tuchel at this moment in at the hem, he really brought him in to win the World Cup, to win a major titles, and I don't think England will accept anything as less England make it to the World Cup final. If they lose at the World Cup final, against a proper team that just come and wipe them off the floor, then there will be issues. But if they compete in the final and then lose that game, then there might be some excuses as well, because look, we have went to finals as well in Euros, semi-final at the World Cup in Russia. So Gareth Southgate, have done a remarkable job by leading the charge over the last couple of years, for England at major tournaments. So it's a lot of pressure on Thomas Tuchel for really to challenge. And the England fans are singing so loudly and proudly. God save the Queen. Interested. England is pressing way up the pitch. This is going to be a massive it's going to be a massive World Cup, for Croatia. I think there's a lot of mileage on these players' legs. I wanna check something and to see. To check on. So there's 6 players. Yeah, there's 6 players in this Croatia team at this moment that played in the last 2 World Cup in Russia and in Qatar, and then playing in this one as well, like Luka, Mateo Kovacic, Perisic, Andrej, is it? Let's see if yeah, Andrej Kramaric, Dominik Livakovic, the goalkeeper, and Kale Takar as well, the defender as well for Croatia. So they have 6 players in this current squad that was a part of that famous World Cup team that went to the final with France, and also that went on to play in the World Cup of last 4 year again, and they last out in Lucille versus Argentina. So you would probably say just around 1/4 of the players in this current squad would have know what it takes, to play in that World Cup final. Much experience that they can pass on to the younger generations as well. But interested one as well, interested one. So we are in the first quarter of the Croatia and England game. Harry Kane stepped up the penalty kick, Livakovic, save Then it was a retake. Then he slapped it the same spot where the goalkeeper saved it. Previous, so England 1-0 up in the game. Currently this game is in what, Arlington. Game is currently in Arlington. So, much, much pressure now, on this Croatian team to find a result in the game, especially when you look at I think the last Euros. Yeah, I have some stats as well, for Croatia. And you look at the last Euros, group stage exit, lost to Spain 3-0, drew 2-2 with Albania, drew 1-1 with Italy. Italy equalized in the 90th minute. That would have sent the Croatian team packing as well. So they just finished with 2 points and were eliminated. Yeah, so they were out of the last major tournament that they were played in the group stage, and that would have been just 2 years after finishing third in Qatar, and 4 years before that it was second in Russia. So there's a lot of progress with this Croatian team over the years, but in the Euros they kind of, for some reason, they really struggle to find themselves under this coach Dalic in the Euros. But in the World Cup, that's where they step up big time. Yeah, that's where they step up big time. And if you look at 2021 Euro as well, reach run of 16, England beat them in the group. Croatia drew. Czech also beat Scotland in England. I think that was in England as well. Yeah, 3-1, and then lost 5-3 after extra time to Spain in the round of 16. So they have been struggling in the Euros, struggling bad, 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 bad. Not so much of themselves. Yeah, and not so much of themselves when you're thinking about the Euros, but the World Cup, to go to back semi-final, that tells you that this team is still have a bit of a pep in their step. But this time around, with 4 years older, these players will have a lot on their legs, a lot. You can see they're using a back three. Yeah, they are using a back three, and then they are using two wingmen. One of the wingmen is the elder statesman of Perisic and Stanisic from Bayern Munich as well. So experience and a mix of and a mixture of a youthful exuberance, player that have a lot of energy. Let's see if England can find another way. The Croatia team is pressing very high. They're pressing very high in this game. England turned over the ball a few times in the midfield. England 1-0 up, but they really yet to stamp their feet in this game and set the pace and grab this game and have a bit of authority around this game where they control it. But Croatia team is not giving up. They will continue to press, as results and the statistics will tell you. This Croatia team, have a better second half in World Cup play than in the first half as well. I have a few stats, where I can pull up and give later as well, and that the goals and the type of performances that this Croatia team, has produced over the years in big games. Manager Kral himself back into big games, just to find a moment in a game where they're equalizing. Also, just getting over the line, even finding a late goal arch and penalty shootout as well. So this Croatia team, much of a team that is not going to lay down. They're going to fight until the last whistle. If that fat lady don't swing, then I'm not sure if Croatia, will give up on any game. They're just similar, like Japan and some of the teams that already, would have get point in the World Cup as well. So let's see how this one really materialize out in the next 20 minutes. That's going to be in that first half. Yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Very close. Very close right there from Bellingham. Very close. It's crazy, England have some very decent players in that midfield like Anderson. Bellingham, and it just seems like the two players in the midfield. Forgot Luka Modric and Pasalic, in that midfield, and they just cannot get hold of the football. They just cannot get hold of football at times. The ball, and majority of England possessions at this moment is right deep into their defensive third. You get what I'm saying? So I like to see some more attacking plays, from England, not just playing with this football in deep in the half. And at this moment, you have 6, 7 players pressing England in their own half, and they're turning over the ball, and it's being a horrific show at this moment. And it's just a moment of time before this Croatia team score just like this. What a magnificent goal! What a magnificent goal! Just like that, and it all came from a turnover from England in the midfield. It's all came from a turnover from England. And I was just speaking of it where England continue to turn over the ball in the middle of the pitch. Croatian team is a team normally is a reaction team. And it's a team that's not really scored goal first in the World Cup. It's a team normally come from behind. Yeah. They like to play, under a little bit of pressure. That seems to be as if their game madly, they go behind, they are not impressive, from the front foot. But this England team is giving them so much time and space. You have Declan Rice, you have Anderson, and you have Jude Bellingham in this team. And this Croatia team is playing with a double pivot. Yes, they will be playing, with two number 10s behind, and that will be one of the 10s that score, Baturina, and also they playing with Susic from Inter Milan. And look, these players are not the quickest. Yes, they're going to drop deep and clog up the midfield. But come on, England. England must do better than that in the midfield. It is just too sloppy from them. Too sloppy. You can't have some of these high quality players and cannot take control of the game in the midfield. Croatia, a team, when they look over the last couple of World Cups, they will average just around 60% of the ball possession in all their games that they played. So it's a heavily based ball possession team, but England must do better after go down 1-0. It is like you're being a bit too stale. You're not attacking. You're being a bit too reserved. What the hell is wrong with this England team? They just seems to me they're just flat. They need something going in this middle of the pitch. They need something going. Madueke been running on this right hand side as if like he's a headless chicken. I don't know what he's even doing in England team. As I said, when this Croatia team beat England in the World Cup in 2018, they have yet to beat this England team back again. They played 3 times. I think I want to say I think all three. I think two came from the Nations League, and one I think it was in 2021 at the Euros where England would have hosted that tournament as well. So Croatia is yet to really get the best of England since 2018 in that World Cup in Russia. much slow, lethargic. I mean, this England team, I really don't know what they're trying to do. I really don't know what this England team is trying to do. There's no fluidity in this team. No real fluidity in this team. No real generous purpose of attacking, this ball. Try to threaten this Croatian team. What is some of the weakness of this Croatian team is like players running to the off space. You use quick, direct players that's very good in the transition 1v1, and you break up their back three. You have more bodies running towards their back three, and that will cause a bit of chaos as well. You get what I'm saying? And you will find rooms, and this team is not the most athletic team. This team is not the most athletic team. Croatia, look at the two players that's playing behind the striker. Yeah, Susic in Bartarina. These players are the quickest. They are midfielders, and it is a wonderful header. And it is Harry Kane that strikes again for England, and it is a magnificent. It's a bullet header. That is a bullet header, and England is 2-1 up into the game without have to do much. And the two goals all came from a set piece. That's a very good header. Who is marking? Who is marking Harry Kane? He got a free header. That's why I don't believe in zonal marking. Keeper cannot touch that. No chance. And Croatia are going to have to find and come back the hardest way again. Yeah, they're going to have to do it the hard way. But it's a very good set piece. Very, very good set piece by Declan Rice. Very good set piece by him. That's a stupid free kick. Come on. That's to do better than that. That's to do better than that, man. I swear. And it's Croatia continuing to do what they have to do, man. Think they're playing the ball very well. Slightly just need to get a bit more of Luka Modric in that middle of the park. Slightly. Perisic wide out on this left hand side, and that's out. That's out. That's a bullet header. How can Hurricane get such free header in that box? Wow. Oh, yeah. Come on. Ooh. And it's another shot from outside of the box. This time it is Pasalic. It's quite a distance away from that post. Nowhere near the goal. It's been a long day, man. Shit. Croatia is looking, more of closing out this game. Higher note. If they can get a equalizer, then that will be key. But just looking to close out this game somewhere they can pick up off, the start of this second half as well. So right after this break, I will take a little refreshment break and stretch the legs and walk a little bit and get back in the streaming. And it's dos and it's 2-2. It is 2-2. The second time they're coming back. England has been defending poorly in this game, and it is the striker Musa. Well, much needed goal from the number 9, as this been a long-standing issue for this. Oh, that's going to be tight. That's going to be tight off of our side. That's going to be so tight. That's going to be so tight. That's going to be so tight if that's going to be a legal goal. The goal is the goal has given, and yeah, the goal has given. So it's half time 2-2. Hurricane with a brace. Also, Musa, the number 9 for Croatia, scored the equalizer in the 50th minute. But Bartorina equalized the game 1-1, and then Hurricane bullet header, and then Musa goal in the 50th minute, pulled back the Croatian team. I think the Croatian team has been playing a very good game. I think Croatia is playing a very good game. This England team seems like they're in big problem. So I will be back in our drift it right after So at this given point, England is searching for a foot in the game. They really haven't, even though they went out 2 times in the game, but they're trying to find a foot in the game. And this Croatia team with Batarina, Susic is dropping into the midfield as two creative players. And there's a goal. And that's Jude Bellingham. Straight off the kickoff. Straight from the kickoff, England 3-2 up in the game. I think that defender was trying to back up. I think it was Gavidol, was trying to give him the room down that right hand side. Like, come on, you have to close him down before he get a shot. I think it was Gavidol, and that pass was manufactured by Harry Kane. No, it's not Harry Kane this time. My mistake. It's not Harry Kane this time. But you have to close him down. You have to close him down. You cannot allow him the room and time and space. But it's a very good finish from Jude Bellingham. It's a very good finish. Very good finish. And Croatia are going to have to do it the hard way again. They're going to have to come back for the third time. Yeah, they're going to have to come back in the game for the third time. Yeah, I think they can do it. But they only put in a lot more pressure on them when they should be taking the lead. They are going behind, and here he goes again. And it's a very good save. It's a very good save from Livakovic. After a poor distribution, he made a man of himself. England have two very good opportunities to go forward to win the game and to manage to kill the game off in just 3 minutes of the second half. I guess Thomas Tuchel team talk, kind of work. Kind of be useful, you can think as well. But let's see how they will. This corner kick and it's a Declan Rice in swing. And it's oh my God. Livakovic came and he was in no man's land. And that's a header from Nico O'Reilly. Found himself at the back post, but couldn't direct that in. Could not direct that one inside of a goal. Could not. It was very close of him. Shots, 4 shots for Croatia, 2 on target, 12 shots for England, 4 on target. England 6 fouls, Croatia 5 fouls. That's some of the stats in the game as well. But I need to see more, from this England. Yes, you are scoring goals, but you're allowing, the team to get back into the game. Yeah, you are allowing the team to get back into the game. You're not taking full control of the game. You're not allowing them, to chase the football. It's like it's just too easy for the Croatian team to get back in the game by England making mistakes after mistakes. And it's a foul. It's a foul. Clement Turpin from France. And it's a chance for Luka Modric, to put the ball in the box, chance of a set piece, probably around 45 yards out, a bit wide, closer to the right hand side of Croatia side as well. And it's Luka Modric in, and wasn't the best and England have a chance on the attack, and it's here goes Madueke on the charge, and it was a bit of a error right there, bad decision, I think, by Hurricane. Wasn't the most clever. And why is Croatia playing so risky at the back? Why are they playing so risky at the back? Goal. Oh, what a save from Livakovic. What a magnificent save from Livakovic. My goodness. Mama mia. Declan Rice with a stunner. Livakovic decided that Declan Rice will not be on the score sheet today. But I think the game really started out really well, to be honest. I mean, a bit of life, a bit of juice in the second half as well. Yeah, I think the game was a bit more of a stalemate in that first half. Even though we get 4 goals, but wasn't any real action in like what we have witnessed so far in the first 7 minutes of the second half. And it's a Declan Rice kind of kick. And I think that one heads up by Perisic at the near post. Oh. And it's Perisic again with another defensive header. Direct that one outside, and it's a corner kick again for England. That's a goal kick for Croatia. That's a goal kick for Croatia. And you could see it was Madueke who got the last touch on the ball. It was a 50-50 challenge with Luka Modric. Luka is all over the pitch, yeah? Luka is all over the place, for a man that is on the other side of his career at this moment, someone that who can retire from game at any given moment, you know, is all over the pitch. Oh, very good play on that right hand side between Madueke and Reece James, but wasn't clever enough to get the ball in the box as it another corner kick for the England team, and it's another good corner kick as well where Declan Rice will swing this one across into the box as well. How many corner kick Declan Rice have taken? Yes, it's crazy. He's everywhere. He already get an assist in the game already. 3 big chances created for him. He had 6 corners. And it's almost England is looking real dangerous with these set pieces. And it's another in swing. Oh my god. It's another in swinger from Declan Rice. Croatia are going to have to they're going to have to find a way how to deal with these. And that's how did Garden miss that? And it's another corner kick. It's another corner kick as well. And it's an in-swing corner again from Declan Rice. And Levakovic came with a lot of conviction to make sure he punched that one far away from the penalty area. And it's Anderson with a wasteful cross, but it's still inside, and it's Harry Kane. Oh, and it's another save by Livakovic. And it's another save by Livakovic. England is living right in the penalty box of this Croatian team. And it's another opportunity. Oh my God. Croatia is living on a dangerous rope at this moment, where it probably was a moment before they can see that fourth goal of the day. My goodness. But yeah, Livakovic, man of the match so far, for Croatia. Man of the match, yeah. What a stop. That's a very good save from him. Oh. Living a bit uncomfortable at this moment, though. This game is keeping on the edge of your seat, yeah? Game here keep you on the edge of your seat. 18 attempt by England at goal, attempt on target 9 to England, 4 attempt at goal for Croatia, and 2 attempt on target as well. So they're not really doing enough to get an equalizer at this moment. And all of those attempts would have been in the first half, as this second half is all about England. Yeah, they control the game from the first minute into the second half. England have stepped up the pace, where they're looking more convincing, as if they're going to score the fourth goal. But it hasn't come as yet. But let's see when that goal will arrive. Croatia living dangerously. Dangerously. Game dies down just a bit. Stop and go game in the last couple of minutes. Croatia trying to find back their feet in the game. Luka Modric is off. Mateo Kovacic came on as well. Let's see if Kovacic can really put a stamp on this game and to bring a bit of authority in this midfield back again for this Croatia team, like what Modric and Co did in that first half. But as far as it as goes at this moment, it is 3-2 in favor of England with just around 30 minutes left back in the game. Rogers, Rogers and Saka trying to link up over there on that right hand side, but Croatian defending for their life. Trying to press. They're trying to find back our next goal in this game, but I think at this point, with 3/4 of the game already gone, the next goal will be crucial. Yeah, the next goal will be crucial in this game. If it's for Croatia, then it will be a equalizer. But it's for King England, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to get back 2 goal down with 75th minute in. Cannot see any way back if England can score a goal again. So Croatia have to try their best of attack and defend for their life. But this second half is all about England. England have, I think, whatever they talk about in that dressing room, they really transform, this team. The players start to play with a little bit more intensity and with a bit more attacking threats. I think that's the real difference from the second half and the first half. Second half, more attacking threats. But Croatia is playing very well. See me. They're attacking, they're creating big moments. Oh my god. And it's almost again. It's almost 3-3, but Croatia is playing very well right here at this moment. Yeah, they're playing very well, but if you just ask them to be a little bit more consistent in the second half with their attacking plays, then you will find issues with this England team. But another save by Pickford. But that's a real long thread from all the way up there, from who was that? It was, cannot see who was that. Seems like it is Petkovic. We are heading to the last close to 10 minutes left in this game before that huge game between Ghana and Panama kicks off. Then later in the night will be Uzbekistan and Colombia. Kramaric is off, Pasalic is off. Not Kramaric. What the hell I'm saying? Bartarina, Pasalic, Vuskovic, Musa is off. So they made already their 5 substitutions. So whoever on that pitch going to have to fight and get that equalizer as well. While England made 3 substitutions, Declan, Madueke, and Gordon as well, who would have came in for them. Rogers, Saka, and Rashford all came in for them. And Jed Spence would have just came on the pitch as well. So England seems that they're changing the plans at this moment. More of 3 at the back seems to me. Oh, sausage. Sausage. Living dangerously. Quicker this England team can find a goal, the more settled they will be as a unit going into the back end of this game. But I'm not sure if that goal will come as well. I'm not sure. What a chance. What another opportunity for England. Will these chance go to bed? Croatia just want one attack. Come on, referee. That's a foul. Come on.